Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel, to my loyal viewers and subscribers. Before we begin the video, please like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, do so, as it doesn't cost a dime, a nickel, a pence, or a penny. It is free and it won't clog your phone memory. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to the same. Yes, we believe in people must enjoy their rights, every citizen, yes, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behaviors. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. Jamaica Young Police channel does not tell lies, as it is not in our DNA. Whatever you hear here is the truth and nothing but the truth. Before we begin the video, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel want our audience and detractors to know that anything that we have said here that is incorrect, you can reach out to us at 954-556-0275 and we will give you the chance to correct the same. To us, the first and foremost thing about us on this channel is our character, credibility, and reputation. We have never slandered or defamed anyone's name on this platform. Whatever you are hearing is the truth. If the truth shall kill those who hate the truth, let it kill them. Remember that we said before, those who do not know the truth are fools, and those who knew the truth and call it a lie are depraved mind people. At the Jamaica Young Police channel, we want you, our loyal viewers and subscribers, to know that we are about facts and data. Today, we will talk about your Jamaica Constabulary Force in April 2023. Yes, your police force with the new Commissioner of Police, everything. New this, new that. But the only thing that is still remain the same is the same colonial treatment of our police officers, in which our police officers have to be walking around with illegal gun like gunmen. So I told them that, look, it's better you to leave the police force than to be a gunman in the police force, because if you have access to legal gun and you cannot take it home to protect yourself, then what's the sense? Might as well you leave the police force and instead of become a gunman in the police force, because it doesn't make any sense. So your police force a force for good corruption, yes. And when we say that at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we're saying that with facts. I did not know that I would live to see the day a drug mule becomes a deputy superintendent of police in charge of investigating crimes, and men and women under the same person's command. How did we reach here when we have a drug mule, Shelian, a former police officer who is in prison in the United States of America, and one in charge of investigating crimes? That's the $1 million question that some have been asking. That some young police officers, they're not stupid, because they know when they hear things, they always says, if something doesn't go so, it go near so. Then you can infer from what you have heard and use data to substantiate your claim. You understand? It's like some things just don't add up. Some things just don't add up. That's how it is. Nobody, police officer, police officers, especially the men in rank, police, Jamaican and all are bad mind people. You understand? But sometimes their bad mind doesn't warrant the bad mind or the jealous or the envy that they have for the other person. Yeah, especially if somebody have their own business and they can account for how they came by their wealth. But when somebody doesn't have a business, and you have a house that values $60 million, but yet still over the years that you have been working, you don't even work half of that. So you have to explain that part, how that person came by that amount of wealth. Not only that, but knowing that there are a member in the police force with the same person, that both of them, they used to travel together and plane with cocaine inside of their abdomen. Yes, they were drug mules. They would take cocaine from Jamaica and take it to America, and they're still serving. And the reason and how we at the Jamaica Young Police channel know of this too is that one of the person who was involved in the operation is a United States citizen and live in America, and had passed on such information about the others, because a lot of Jamaicans they feel like it's everyone support certain kind of criminality, especially like being a drug mule, and it is something cool because you never get caught. Yet the Jamaica Young Police channel will denounce such behavior, because remember when somebody sell cocaine, it's black people they selling it to in America, so it's our own people it's destroying. So if you're gonna feel good because you make money from it, that is just wrong. So we don't support that kind of behavior. So right now we have a deputy superintendent of police in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, is a crime chief, who was, we don't know if he's still involved in the drug jail, taking cocaine in his abdomen, swallow it and take to America and wherever he wants, and deliver it to his handlers, and his handlers are spoken to. And the other police officer, former police officer who was involved, we at this channel, yes, we have chided the person, and because of we letting that person know our stance and that we are totally against what he has done, and that person is related to us. It's not like it's a stranger, it's a blood relative who was a police officer. But we at the Jamaica Young Police channel did not even know that this person indulged in such thing. That person was arrested and charged when he was in the police force for dishonesty, for larceny, for stealing drugs. And he's the same one who told us of this deputy superintendent of police who was a drug mule and all kind of stuff. We don't know if he still is, and even another police officer who is a sergeant. So they all used to work together, and even a woman police officer, but I am not going to call the name. Not that I'm afraid of anyone, because whatever I'm saying here is the truth. Because my cousin, who used to be a police officer, he's the one that confided in me, not realizing that when everything was done, that my morals, ethics was superior to his, because he thought that because I am from the ghetto, that I would be welcoming and supporting him and his behavior and the others, not knowing that I was totally against that kind of thing. And we had a fallout, and I haven't spoken to him in years. It's going 2 decades, or should I say, it's more than 2 decades. I haven't spoken to him because of the revelation, and I was visibly upset with him, because that's the kind of person I am. So we'll continue the journey. So imagine, you have the superintendent who's in Shelian. So Shelian Allen, a former police officer who's in prison in the United States of America, and now you have a deputy superintendent of police in charge of investigating crimes with men and women under his command. How did we reach here? And it's very, very interesting. You can't make up this at all. Jamaican cop turned drug dealer Shelian Allen has been sentenced to nearly 3 years in an American prison for smuggling more than 1,000 grams of cocaine into the United States. U.S. court documents have revealed. Allen was handed a 33-month sentence in Florida federal court on July 18 last year, almost 3 months after pleading guilty to drug smuggling and wire fraud. How can someone who's a known drug dealer in the police force be promoted to the rank of deputy superintendent of police, all because they are connected and have close relationship with DCP Stewart? Yes, the person who was promoted, yes man, DCP Stewart is responsible for that person's ascension to the Gazette rank. And I can tell you, The police officer who was promoted to deputy superintendent was told by a former deputy commissioner of police, Jevin Bent, how is this member still serving when he should have been out of the force due to his corrupt practices of involving in cocaine dealing and the coke trade. That's what Deputy Superintendent of Commissioner of Police Jevin Bent said to the man when they were in a meeting. She was shocked to see that he was still serving in the police force because certain things were put in place for him to be kicked out, but connection, corruption. It's not who you know, it's who know you. All one needs to do to ascend in rank is connection and protection. I left the police force many years ago and I have known this man as a drug mule. Yes, this man as a drug mule and dealer of cocaine, who is addicted to cocaine and have a knack for raiding even police officers' home looking for cocaine. And sometimes he would thief people's cocaine. Yes, he's a thief too. Most police officers who have worked with this man know that he's corrupt to the core and very self-centered and a narcissistic person. I know that he doesn't like me, but guess what? I don't care. Whenever I can call his name anytime I want, because what I'm saying is the facts. I don't tell lies on people and he knows it. So I know right now he must be fretting if I'm calling his name, but I'll do so whenever I choose it at my own pleasure. He has been striving in the police force thanks to DCP Stewart, who was a late dan from Cockburn Pen while the protector, and the same man who bought a goat and funded his father's funeral in Olabai Police District. If this is the police force that is for good, that keep promoting criminals within, and the rank and file know this, and the hierarchy pretend that it doesn't know, then you have a serious problem that will be growing like a cancer in the police force. Now look at a police officer like Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn. He's a sergeant of the police force and is being persecuted and punished by this leadership of the police force for being honest, ethical, truthful, patriotic, and a morally inclined police officer who believes in the rule of law. 12 years after he had given evidence against a corrupt police officer, SSP James Swabs, who have claimed to be framed an innocent man. Darrell Vaz, a member of the Jamaica Jamaica Labour Party LGBTQ plus government, who was arrested and charged for corruption along with others, is being sidelined, blackballed, and labeled as an informer and a traitor by his peers in the police force hierarchy, including the top wannabe cop Major Anthony Anderson, who is a JLP LGBTQ plus activist and supporters. To those who claim that the police force is getting better, I am saying to you, stop living in a fantasy world, because the corruption is even bolder now than ever, and there is no room for honest, decent and ethical police officers, especially the ones who are willing to uphold the law. Explain to me and my loyal viewers and subscribers how on God's word a man who is a drug mule, now the crime chief and is responsible for investigating crime, you go from a drug mule to a crime chief. It's unbelievable. And the same person is responsible for investigating crime. Do you expect anything ethical from this person? Show me an honest thief. Show me an honest criminal. Show me an honest drug dealer, because you have to be a drug dealer, you have to be dishonest. But everybody make their money differently. But you as a police officer, you're not supposed to be a police officer and involved in drugs. And then you keep getting promotion and top of promotion when everybody in a police force knows you're a druggist. How that work? Why? Because you're connected. Man, that is mind-boggling. So the message that the hierarchy of the police force is sending: if you are corrupt and connected, there is a place for you to be. Ascend to the upper echelon within the organization. But if you are a police officer like Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn, who respect the rule of law in Jamaica, believes in the oath of office as a police officer, and has been a very decent police officer, there is no room for you in their Jamaica Constabulary Force. And if you think corruption is being attacked within the organization with the intent of rooting it out from the same, then you need to go and check your head. Young police officers, here's another example why I'm telling you guys to leave the police force. After all, there are no future for those who are for the rule of law in Jamaica, honesty, ethics, decency, and truthfulness. To find somewhere else outside of Jamaica because there's no room for you. Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn is the example that good, hard-working, decent, ethical, and honest police officers would be sidelined, blackballed, targeted for retaliation, and will never get promoted for having the traits the people have always wanted their police officers must and should possess. A police officer like Detective Inspector Ruben Gunter is too much of a good, hard-working, decent, honest police officer to be considered for a promotion to become a crime chief, but a court dealer who has connection and protection from DCP Stewart can become the same. The police force is deeper into corruption than at any other time before. I have never seen a drugs mule being promoted to lead men and women under their command. Now, how does one function and get the respect of your juniors when it is known that you are a drug mule and someone who is involved in the coke trade? Your fake wannabe Commissioner of Police, Major Anthony Anderson, have done nothing but to ruin the police force itself. Yes, and when I say that, I say that without any apologies. He has been the catalyst and prime example of leading the police force into the abyss when it comes to corruption, because he has been able to bring a man from the Jamaica Defence Force as a soldier and turn that person into an assistant superintendent of police with no police certification, training, or experience. Welcome to the Jamaica Constabulary Force in Jamaica, where the criminals rule, and it's the criminals' paradise in the Caribbean Sea, where the corruptors are the ones in charge and elevates people who are criminals in their actions and thinking. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is a force of good corruption under the leadership of Major Anthony Anderson. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police Channel. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.